Hello students, very good morning. Today we will study Aga Saeed Ali's poem Postcard from Kashmir. As all of us know, Aga Saeed is a poet from Kashmir. So this poem represents him how deeply he is connected toward his homeland, that is Kashmir. So home is where the heart is. It is glowingly clear that the poet Aga Saeed Ali hearts belong to Kashmir, his homeland, as well as a region in South Asia that suffers from an ongoing territorial dispute among China, India, and Pakistan. So, this is a very dreadful situation for this part, and Aga Saeed Ali represents it clearly. So, we are going to start this one. Kashmir shrinks into my mailbox, my home, a neat 4 by 6 inches. Here, the word shrink in Kashmir shrinks into my mailbox suggests that the real grandeur of Kashmir diminishes to the tiny delicate picture printed on the postcard. So Kashmir shrinks just like a postcard. And what is a 4 by 6 inches mean? This is the size of a postcard. So it shrinks. So actual grandeur of the Kashmir is shrinking just like a letter. My home a neat 4 by 6 inches. Here normally speaking refer to a place where people are currently living in. Postcards are usually sent by the people spend their holidays on. Yes, interestingly, for this time the poet receives a postcard from his home, Kashmir. Apparently, the speaker has lost touch with his homeland. The 4 by 6 inch postcard simply evoke his memories toward his birthplace, that is Kashmir. I always loved neatness. Now I hold that half inch Himalaya in my hand. The poet highlights that he always loved neatness, cleanliness. The adjective neat refers not only to the regular shape of the postcard, but also the neat and harmonious Kashmir in the poet's memory. That memory, he always used this type of term, neat. And now I hold half an inch Himalayas. So the use of past tense for the first and only time in this poem reveals that war-torn Kashmir is no longer as calm and as peaceful as it used to be. So then the speaker switches his focus by half inch Himalaya, which in reality the most gigantic and iconic mountain range in the world. The poet deliberately used the same kind of contrast to express the wide distance between Kashmir and where the speaker is. So next lines, this is home and this is closest I have ever to be home. When I return, the Jhelam's water so clean, so ultramarine, my love, so ever exposed. So the tone of the poem is getting increasingly serious, emotional after this line. This is home. Okay, this is home, and this is the closest I'll have ever to be home. What a powerful rhetoric repetition that emphasizes poet's deep affection toward the land he was born and he loved. So, this word closest is used as an irony. It is setting to know that the poet yearns to be home, but the chance to do so is very thin. So the poet continues to build up bitter mood by imagining that Kashmir will be like then in return. Torn by wars, Kashmir would be so colorful, bloodshed, uh, bloodshed Jhelam's water would not be so clean and ultramarine anymore. So the repeated use of so uh, intensify the poet's pity and lament for the destruction of Kashmir. And his emotion reaches to the climax when he says, "My love is so overexposed." The poet intentionally separates "so overexposed" from "my love" in order to achieve a rhetorical emphasis on his patriotic sentiments. Then come to the next lines. "And my memory will be a little out of focus." In it, a giant negative, black and white, still under underwhelmed. So now he says, so the word overexposed, so the poet's nostalgic love to Kashmir, it is in somehow distorted and explicit manner, just like piece of photography that are overexposed too much. So giant and negative, these words, these two adjectives help contrast the shrunken, idealized Kashmir in the postcard with the giant green one in reality. Now, next, black and white. That is a metonymy. Four things happened in the past. In contrast, the stark color on the postcard, it says black and negative, still under. So the last sentence of poem is filled with quite a number of commas, as we have seen. Uh, Comma after focus, negative, black and white. So the structure reflects the memories are just piece of flashback and feeling that tangle together. However, enchanting his memories are they are indeed messy and will gradually fade. On a final note, one should pay attention to the number of the lines of the pre-verse poem. Surprisingly, there are 14, actually 14 lines, which are identically to the Shakespearean sonnet or a traditional format of love poems. It is glaring clear that ultimate aim of poem is to channel the poet's unbounded patriotic love to Kashmir, the place he is proud to call his home, the place where he was born. So the poem is very patriotic in its theme. I think all of you have got the idea. So thank you to all of you, and tomorrow we will meet with another poem. Thank you.